Hello, wonderful human being. I hope that you are well. I am offering this video today to convey a message and also to share who I am and talk about my offer, the journey. That is a transformational program that will start in next January, and you still have a few days to apply. So I would like to call in this amazing team that is gonna join. 12 souls that are called to make a great change on the planet Earth and beyond, in the galaxy and in the universe. And so it's a leadership program, and it's really much about how we can be led by the universe and really embody this vessel that we are actually as humankind, and that each of us human beings are a part, like a cell of a broader living organism that is our cosmic ecosystem. And so how do we do that is really acknowledging that our body is our vessel as individuals, but also our body is actually much more than this, and we have an energetical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body that can actually encompass the whole of the living. And that is actually embedded in a broader movement of evolution that is going through the cosmos right now, that is connecting us to stars and to the black hole at the center of our galaxy, to the sun. That is very important to make the plants live, and all of us too, human beings, to be able to live. We need the light of the sun. Of course, all the elements, the water, that really connects us to the source of life, our deepest memories, and that conveys information, especially through emotions. So this is why it's important not to keep the tears and to be able to let it flow, let flow the juices and the water through the body in order to evolve and to get the information that the emotion is actually giving us. And of course also animals. And so I have bought this, probably you noticed it. If you are animal protector, maybe you have already ended the video or left. But I hope that you're still there, because I am too a protector of animals. And actually, yes, in my ark there is all the animals. So I bought this fur, that is a real one, in a second-hand shop a few days ago, and I feel this is my new power instrument, as shamans do. You know, they have real magical instruments coming from the living, coming from animals, plants. And so this is also to embody my function here on the planet as a priestess, So I didn't say I am Celia Mary. I am a teacher, a mentor, and a healer. And today I would like to introduce myself as a priestess, because we had the priestesses in the ancient times that were in reverence to the Great Mother, the Great Goddess. And actually at this time there was no consciousness that sexuality was linked with giving birth to new human beings. So this is why women were really put under a pedestal, and it was the cult of the Great Goddess before monotheism, and before the next phase of evolution of humankind that took the form of patriarchy afterwards. And so in this moment of history, so I just lost my thread of ideas now, but I'm gonna recuperate it. So the priestess. So there were priestesses that were here to create shared meaning in society through a shared experience in between, and they were here to facilitate a contact in between human beings and the divine ecosystem, that we may say. And so there were really these rituals. They actually performed a balance in between human society and cosmic forces, and they were here to enforce and support fertility and creation. And then with the apparition of after the age of stone, the Stone Age, with the apparition of different things, some actually people understood that there was a correlation in between sexuality and procreation. And so at this moment, men broke free from this cult of the goddess as the mother, and they were like a bit like the son of women. And women also had this sisterhood in the temples. But then men broke free from that, and actually then they replaced the cult of the goddess with the cult of a god that is male and that took over women bodies to perpetrate a new order that was based on the separation actually from nature, or the domination of forces, elements, animals, and also women bodies to the power of men. And so this is the rise of patriarchy. And so I believe now, in 2022, this is now a new era, a new balance in between the feminine and the masculine, and we actually need to learn from all of that history to make really something new. And so the new role of the priests and priestesses is to recognize the sacredness of life, and also the place, the spot of humankind, of human beings in this thread of life. And actually human beings don't have the same place as animals, as plants. We are complementary, but we are not the same. There is something that is similar, that is life, and other things we could detail much more. But also there is a singularity of our species, and so we really need to actually the meaning and the spiritual crisis of today that is impacting everything in human society, the economy, the political area, system, and of course our environment with a lot of damage on biodiversity that is collapsing, and of course wars, and a lot of people suffering, and especially the feminine inside of women, but also men and children. So all of this is actually the result of a lack of balance and of ignorance that push people to dominate and to actually behave as animals, we could say. Not respect life and just think about themselves and being selfish, and if it's not for themselves, then it's for their family. If it's not only the family, it's for their city. If it's not only for their city, it's for their country. If it's not only for their country, it's for their area or civilization, like region. And also we may say, so now we need to build this planetary citizenship, but also acknowledging that the planet itself or herself as a living being, for me it's very hard to say it when I talk about the planet, because I think it is still the result of this colonization in language to look at the earth as an object, while actually it's really a living being. So I would say she and not it, actually. It sounds better, fairer for me. And so this planet, she, is actually also part of an ecosystem. And there are other forms of life, why not, in the universe. And actually diving into our bodies and opening our minds, we can also develop new perceptions that can open to new universal knowledge and guidance and cooperation in between different species that can integrate alien species. And I believe this is really the answer to making peace on Earth, because the problem is that when we cannot love each other, it's because we reject the other. And so welcoming that we are some aliens to each other, we are other, and maybe there are also aliens in the universe, and we are not only the only species. I think this opening up of our minds, of our vision, of our understanding can actually help us to welcome our humanity and build a broader picture of what is humankind. And there is this wonderful quote of Rudolf Steiner, who said that love is actually welcoming the other in your own soul. I don't know if this is the proper quote, but the idea is this: to love someone truly is really to welcome what is other in that person, what is not like you. And so this is why it is opening ourselves to something greater, because when we are in love, we just welcome something that it's very a mystery for us, and it actually brings a new paradigm, a new era, a change in us. And so yes, love is really about learning to deal with this alterity, to be in contact with this alterity, and to learn to trust, because it is unknown. So we need to lean in this new, lean in the other, lean in the thing that we don't know. And so of course there can be a lot of fear, but there is also a lot of wonder and beauty in this path. And so I think the whole game now at planetary level is really to cultivate this intention that all the peace workers around the world have to cultivate trust, love, and not fear, and win this battle, if we may say, of love against fear. Even if it's not against, again, it's really welcoming fear and recognizing it as the other, as the alien, as the maybe the thing that we don't like in general, or the thing that is actually triggering us. So let's welcome it, welcome the emotion, and learn to go with the flow. And this is really how we can evolve. And so the priestess and the priest is actually recognizing that death is a part of life. So this is why I decided to buy it, because even if I am a protector of animals and plants, I also recognize that there is this actually, you know, there is this force of life that we could call Eros, and there is also the force of death that we can call Thanatos, Eros and Thanatos, and it is both forces are actually part of us. And Freud, the founder of psychology, was talking about that, about these two life forces inside of us that are sexuality, sexual drive, the drive to create, to give life, and the force that is destroying. And actually I think that this is really a key also to heal at global level, to really integrate that death is part of life. And so I already talked about that in my previous video about the feminine, and so this is where women can really be initiatrix in this path, because they learn through the monthly blood, the menstruations, they learn to let go and to die in a way, in syntony with the cosmic rhythm. It's the cycle of woman is connected to the moon cycle, 28 days, and actually this is connected to other cycles. And so really integrating that death is part of life, and that also our animality is part of humankind, of humanity, can really help us to become conscious about those forces and use them in the right direction. And this can help us to transform our economy, transform our society, and transform our environment, which are actually the 3 pillars of sustainable development: economy, society, and environment. And so in order to develop a new way of engaging in these 3 areas, as individuals and as a collective, as communities around the world, we really need to unleash and become conscious about those 2 forces, key forces, that are Eros, we may say life, and Thanatos, death. And it's like, you know, the good and the bad, the angel and the devil, they are all forces that are actually part of us. So we need to dive into this understanding in order to love ourselves and to transform ourselves and to channel the energy and to focus our attention on what we want to build, and not anymore on destroying others or destroying ourselves. So I could even do a little ring the gong. To regenerate, it's so important to be in the good rhythm and really to embody this cosmic breath through breathing. And actually, information comes from energy, and energy comes from the void, from vacuum. So this new paradigm is really about how we can embody this at each moment. Learning to be full of our presence and learning to open the space for that. So this is really like inspiring and breathing out, like becoming alive and dying. And this is really how we can actually make peace with ourselves and with others. And in this spaciousness, everything is given. We can just exchange, we can channel, like the information comes to us about what we need to say or what we need to do, and not to say and not to do, just be present. It's also enough. And we need to slow down and more balance in our lives and around the planet to protect life and to regenerate our ecosystem and regenerate our bodies, regenerate ourselves, and develop a new earth, a new ground, where we can seed our intentions and develop a new culture. Okay, so I don't want to make it too long, so now maybe I will talk about the journey. So this journey is about, as I already introduced it a bit, it's about really becoming leaders of this new paradigm, of this new civilization that is arising around the planet. And actually I made already other videos and a free masterclass that you can find on my YouTube channel, and some of it on my Facebook profile and Instagram profile too. So I talk in more details about that. So it is really a civilization of oneness. So how we can perform. So I talk a lot about perform, because I am a performer as an artist. And actually I just would like to tell you that it is not connected to the idea of fitting an external performance validation grid, like it is not to fit something external, it is really to become ourselves. So performing comes from the Latin performe, which is actually giving a form. So this is in this sense that I am using this word. So to perform oneness is actually to welcome our sameness, that we are all the same in a way. We are all made of matter, we all need the sun to live, we all need water, fire, earth, all the elements, air to breathe. We all have the feminine and the masculine inside of us. We are all connected to love, and to the evolution. And actually, no, there are some species who are not connected to love, and so this is why they can also take advantage of humankind, and so we can call them entities, or there are also other names to call them. And but actually, by recognizing them and becoming aware of them, we can really break free and cultivate love. So the important is not to fear something external. The importance is really to recognize each other, to recognize again the other, and to grow and rise in love. And so this civilization of oneness is sameness, as I said, and singularity and diversity. So it's really about, because we are all different also, we are all here to bring a specific message that is unique to us. So this is really wonderful, because as we are unique, then we don't need to compete anymore. We can really cooperate and exchange, and we grow together thanks to this. So this is actually the base of a new possible economy, where each person can find its spot, can find its mission, the meaning of her life, and then also recuperate the harvest, the fruit, make a living out of that. That means to bridge your spiritual gifts with your material reality. So this is what we will do. The first step of the journey will be to find out about the singularity of each person and really recognize it. And actually, the people I am calling in for this specific journey are already quite aware of their genius, of what makes them specific, of their life mission, and they are in this path of expansion in their spiritual awareness, but also in the grounding of their mission in the material world, so in the physical reality that we experience as spiritual beings on this planet. And so we will help you to support you in developing the economic model that is right for you, in order to really be wealthy at all levels. And I didn't say that the whole thing is really a healing path. It's really about, of course, becoming one. So I talked a lot about the macro picture, but it's also a micro reality. So it's really about welcoming all the parts of us and becoming one inside of us. And actually, all the things that we reject outside, they actually mirror something that we have inside of us that we are not ready to welcome or to acknowledge yet. So it will be a path that I will be facilitating and teaching. I will talk about that a bit later on. I will have different kind of postures in the container I am offering. But yeah. So we will do that through art. So it's really a dance. It's really a dance with life, about how you can really embody your life movement. And so it will be really creative, and we will use the body, the dance, voice, music in order to expand the way you embody your genius in your life at each level. And so then the result will be an expansion of yourself as an individual that is really an individual. That means that you are unique. You are not only like a copy paste of a model or of someone else, and including not me. Even if you can recognize yourself in me, if you are to jump in this adventure with me, then you will become yourself. And I am here to guide this process where you actually find yourself and jump in the love, and that helps you to ground yourself in a more powerful way than you are doing now. And so then the second step is about society. So it's really about how you and about how we will actually create a community among each other. So as I already started to share, actually, I will help this whole process to go beyond, to run, thanks to the vessel I have designed and the team I hire, and yes, all my understanding and focus, of course, presence in the around you. But I will not be the only content. I will bring a contents as a teacher, as a healer, as a facilitator, as a mentor, but I will not be the only one bringing healing, bringing teaching. And actually, I do also have a lot of things to learn. Of course, I am on my own journey. So the idea is that each person will also be able to share their knowledge. And so we can really build a community that empower each other in order to empower others in the world, all of our communities, and develop a new movement in society of individuals that are individuated. So it is a concept from Jung that shows that it's really your soul path to become an individual, to find out about what is your genius, what makes you unique, and then when you are doing this, you don't do this like being isolated from others. You do this being in contact with each other. And so there is movement, there is dance, there is relationship, and there is sometimes friction. So this is what we will learn to do in the second module, the second step. We will learn how we can cooperate and how we can also deal with our possible conflicts or differences or different worldviews or different ways of operating. And I will be, of course, the guardian of that and leading this process, facilitating this space. And so I didn't say it, but yeah, it will be an online journey. So there will be about meeting each other week. It depends on the thing, but so you can see all the details written in a post I made. So you can see this post in my Instagram account again, and my Facebook group and my Facebook profile, and also in the newsletter. So if you would like to know, and the newsletter is always the first place where I release all the information. So if you want to know, you can tell me, share with me your email address, and then I will add you to the list. And so there will be different meetings online, and then also some gathering on site. So for the first one, which is about creativity, finding your singularity, and yeah, I didn't say, but it's very important that I say. Okay, I'm just gonna drink a bit, because now I feel I've been already actually talking quite a long time, but I have a lot of information to share, so So the first step about finding your genius and expanding in your acknowledgement of yourself and also of others, and expanding in the material world about how you express that in your life. So we will do it, also there will be on-site gathering in Berlin. So this is where I am now. I decided to come to Berlin to host this part of the journey. And so this is really the place in Europe for creative freedom. And so we will there will be 5 days at mid-February to really dive into your creative expression. And so this will be really about finding your own freedom in your spiritual awakening, I would say, your spiritual path, and also your sexual embodiment. So welcoming the force of Eros and Thanatos in your own way. And so I will help you and facilitate this process where you can really welcome your sexual drive and embody this life force inside of your body. So I am trained in Tantra, and yeah, so there will be exercises, and you're alone and with a partner, and so, and also as a group we will share, and there will be also some visits, inspirational visits inside of the city, and very different things, also connection to nature, so it will be very, very rich, and always, of course, with a lot of care and respect of your boundaries. So Tantra is really a path of weaving the feminine and the masculine inside of you, with a partner or not. And the key is really to respect yourself, of course, and find your integrity in this path. So learning to say yes to your desire, and also learning to say no to some things that you don't want. So you will not be forced to do anything. There will be just a possibility to explore. And so this is what we will do. And actually, exploring this as a collective will help us to find also solutions, to find new breakthrough, to really design this new economy, this new regenerative economy. That we will also share with the world. And so a part of the journey is also sharing as a gift to the world. So a whole part of our journey will be also to share, of course as individuals inside of our container, but also as a collective in the broader world. And this is how we can be actually leaders. It's being ourselves, learning to be as a team. So this is about interdependence, how we can really be interdependent. So this is integrating the dependence that we can have as human beings, and also welcoming our capacity to be independent, thanks to what I've said already, finding our genius and being autonomous economically, and in our relationship to the material world, in our spiritual path also. This is what is it to be individuated. And then finding out that actually what is it, this possibility to be interdependent, and this is what is happening actually in the broader ecosystem of life. So we are interdependent with each other. We are not supposed to do all of that by ourselves, alone. No, we are social beings. So we are together, and so this is really a missing piece in the economy, the neoliberal economy that is based on the individual but actually we are not only individuals, we are also social beings, and we are community beings with each other and with our broader ecosystem, with other species, plants, animals, minerals, and other species that can live in our broader universe. So yes, so the second step is about society, as I started to share, and the last step is about our environment and how we can make decisions and evolve in an interdependent way with our environment. And so the second step, we will, with the society, we will go to 1 week to Tamera, which is a great community in Portugal that was actually founded by German people also, but is a very international community. And so the key, and so there we will learn how each of us and you, as the people I will be training, how you can really settle your own community in a very conscious and powerful way. And so we will learn that through being a community ourselves and dealing with what we want to create and co-create together. And so this week in Tamera will be in mid-April, and we will research about how we can share resources, and also, so I picked this community because I think they really tackle the key issue of transformation today, which is the healing of love and sexuality in their own words. And so it's really about how we can welcome this flow of life in a free way and in a loving way, and not being fearful and of deceit, of betrayal, and really research about what is our nature as human beings. And of course there is maybe not only one answer. The goal is not to create a new dogma about this is the new way to live, but really to research and explore for each person to find their own truth. And so this is what we will do there, because this is what they have been doing also for more than 40 years. And so it will be on-country learning, while we will also have our own process as a container with the journey, and that I will be facilitating and teaching. So maybe just a few words about that, because as I said, I will have different kinds of postures depending on the different gatherings. So the way it will work, the structure of the program is actually starting with one ritual, so that I will be operating as a priestess. And so this is really in the energy work and the healing work as a collective and also as individuals. And so this will really help to create a new space inside of us as individuals and among each other as a collective, to welcome a new possibility, to open a new possibility, and to create the space and set the space for innovation, for creation, for something new to emerge. So this will be 3 hours online, and you will see that it will go very, very fast. And of course afterwards there will be also a possibility to share. We will see, because sometimes it's not we don't really want to share with words right away, but yeah, it will be very powerful, very embodied, and very beautiful. And then the second meeting will be a course. So then I will be bringing contents, and also you will be called to contemplate and reflect by yourself and find your own answers to the questions I will ask, and to the structure I will offer to orient our collective energy. Because the whole goal of that is really to create a kind of a vessel to really carry humankind at a global level. So we will be co-creating as we will be healing each other and ourselves. So this is this new paradigm proposal that I am making. And so of course you need to be ready. This is not for everyone. This is very engaging and this is very powerful. And yeah, and I will be happy to answer any question after you watch the video, so you can ask anything. And so then all the methodology is also detailed. So then there will be the trip. I already shared about the 2 first trips. Then there is the first, the ritual that creates the space. Then the course that bring information and also set a structure to reflect and share and research with each other. And third, there is the learning trip, where we will learn and transform also ourselves and each other. And then there is lastly transmission moment that is like a circle of sages, a council where we will close the process. So there will be this path in between 4 and actually 5 steps, because then the last steps, then there is the council where we actually harvest and recuperate all the knowledge that we have integrated and along the way of during the module. And then the 5th step will be actually a sharing to the world. And so this will happen I think in the Facebook group I've created that is called the Diamond Chalice, so you can join it if you want and you will be able to participate. Also it will happen also on Zoom with some people interested to interact and also reflect about our experience. And it's people because so yeah, to know more about me, I invite you to watch the first video I recorded on YouTube about the civilizational shift masterclass I gave. But yeah, maybe actually I didn't talk so much about that, but I organized 3 summits the last years to create this global community of leaders and create this foundation for a new civilization that is called the Galactica Foundation. And so now the community of participants to this foundation is about 120 people, and I have like around 300 people that are in my contacts. So yeah, so some people will join from that to our adventure in order to become operational in offering the world a path of transformation and launching a new movement that can integrate unity in diversity and all what I've shared already. Because yes, what I share now, it's of course for these leaders, these 12 people that will join me, but then the idea is to inspire others to go forward on their own journey and to become leaders also. And the idea is that everyone can make a step forward, you know. And so this is why we will be sharing with the world online. And finally, after at the end of the journey, we will also share on stage. So through a show that I will be directing as an artist, and so this will happen in Paris at the end of the program. And so each person that joins will be invited to share their message, their voice, and their movement. There will be dance and singing, and so it's very powerful because you will be called to, and I will be facilitating this and teaching you actually how to go beyond your boundaries in order to expand your possibilities of expression. And when I mean going beyond your boundaries, it's of course with your consent, and it's yourself who make the step forward if you want to. But yeah, then there is an application process to make sure that you are the right person for that and you are really, really ready, because yeah, of course it is very engaging, and so you need to be ready to step out in your power and become visible in your light and in your shadow. The idea is really to be whole and to welcome all of that forces, and actually that force and all our emotions are welcome, and they are actually very important, and they are actually the fuel of our creation. So this is really my teaching is about that. It's really about how we can welcome everything that is going through us to create something beautiful and new, to transcend it, to alchemize it, we could say, and to give it a form that is actually conscious and that is actually a gift, a present to the world. So that's it. So of course then I still have a few more things to say in the second module, because I still need to tell you about the third one. It will not be long, because now I feel the video is actually almost an hour, so it's enough. But yeah, so then all this work about community, it's really a healing work. So I will be facilitating this healing process of healing our family patterns, because usually actually people who are very driven, spirit-oriented, sometimes they can be very individuated, as I said. They can be also very individualistic. So the goal is really to build our capacity to actually to be in behaving as a collective, as a community, and to cooperate in between each other. And so for that we actually need to heal our family patterns, because what prevents us from that, what makes it difficult sometimes, it's because we have not healed some stuff from our personal history or childhood, or even some cross-generational pattern. And actually also there are some wounds in the collective that are preventing us from cooperating with each other. So we will be healing also these collective wounds that we need to heal in order to actually be at peace, and I was about to say to make love, to love each other. And yes, also here sexuality is important, and so this is what they explore in Tamera. They really explore how they can create safe places to explore sexuality in a collective setting. So this is also what we will explore together. And so regarding the collective wants that we need to heal, of course, it's about, so Tamera, it's much about the ending war in between women and men as universal or eternal others. But there are also other very important ones in history, and I will mention only two of them, that are colonization and slavery. And so these two ones actually prevent us from doing many things in cooperation, and especially, for instance, slavery, it's preventing a lot of people from rising into their own power and working as a hierarchy, because the problem with this community, it would be to believe that it is flat and we all have the same capacities, but actually we all have different journeys and we all have different skills, but also knowledge. So of course, at some point and in some space, we are all equal. And I think it's very important to have this equality, or also at a political level. And of course, spiritually, we are all equal. And it doesn't exclude the fact that there would be some hierarchy in some organizational model in order to be effective and to go forward. And so to be able to do that, we need to heal actually this wound in our history of slavery. And then also colonization, but I will not talk about a lot. Maybe it's important still, because I am a white woman and Western woman, and I'm talking English. And so, of course, there is a lot of power in these power relations. And so the idea is to go to heal this colonization in order to, inside of us, to heal our own history regarding this, in order to create a new cooperation possibility. And it means that, yes, it's very important to acknowledge the diversity, acknowledge all the cultures, but it's not enough. Now we need to find a way to cooperate and go deeper in an operational way in order to solve our planetary issues. And so this asks very profound questions that we can actually answer only if we heal this history. And of course there is a lot of forgiveness, and so we will perform that. And art, again, in Tamera they use also art and what they call the forum performance, artistic performance, in order to be able to live these energies and to welcome those memories and to live these emotions, to open the possibility for these emotions to be lived and for all the voices to be heard. And so once we do that, then we can actually find an effective way to work together. And so we will do that together, and the idea is then to do it also in at a broader level, to do it, to facilitate global cooperation in between countries and in between regions, and also in between, we may say, ethnies, let's say big cultural systems. So to facilitate the possibility of a cooperation in between cultures, and then cooperate in order to create a new relationship with our environment. And so this is the last step. So it will be from May till June, and actually July also. So we will learn this after we have researched and established our genius and our economic autonomy and expansion. After we have managed to build a community and establish trust and solidarity and be at peace with each other among our diversity, then we will learn to be as a team, one with our environment and one with the universe, and to really navigate synchronically as one compass, where each of us is one vessel, one body, one individual, one compass, and also as a collective we are one organism. And so my vision since a long time is really to do that on a boat, sailing, because this is really the greatest way, I think, to learn to do that. learn because to sail we need to be diverse. There are different roles on the boat. We are on the same boat, and so it's really a perfect metaphor for what we need to achieve now at the planetary level. And so we will also make a movie out of that, and then the movie will be showed at the premiere in Paris, when we will after this we will co-create a show to present our collective experience. And yes, I will also direct and facilitate this process. And so there will be also a movie that we will make from our experience on the boat. And so it will be 3 weeks in Brittany, France, and with a school that is very dear to my heart, Les Glénans. And I already learned how to sail with them, and so I will go after Tamara. I will go to there to prepare the way. And yeah, so that's it. I think with all of that, and yeah, so it is open to people abroad, also out of Europe. There will be, every time there will be possibility to, even if you cannot attend the trip, you will be able to do it, to participate online. I will have something special prepared for you, and you will be as a team from away. You will be able to live your own process and be part also of ours. We will have a connection. And if you are in Europe, the best is that you participate at least to 2 trips out of 4. And the idea is that you can, you really want to, you are ready to participate, of course, to 2. So I said 2 out of 4, but at least, and of course the last show in Paris, that you could be there, that would be amazing. And it's actually, yes, required that you show up. So, and the last show will happen in October of 2023 in Paris, and we will have also a week to create our piece of art, our show, and also an exhibition with all the photos and the different paintings that you will make, and also with the articles that you will write. And yeah, so the idea is really that this journey is really a container for you to expand in your life. It's not work, additional work. It's something that enable you to go further up, one step further in your own way. And so it will be only invitations, and then you will be, for instance, regarding with a lot of art, the idea is that the art that you make is actually helping you to become yourself, but also it can support the development of your business, the development of your community, the development of the expression of your message. Yeah, and so then we will be a team of people that will actually make a proposal to the United Nations and global organizations, so as to perform this new paradigm, this new relationship to economy, society and environment in a way that can be actually efficient and sustainable. And so we will integrate the agenda of the Sustainable Development Goals, and we will make propositions to go further and also prepare and set the ground for the next global agenda. So this is it. You're very welcome to apply if you feel this is you, if you feel you're ready for a global reach. and also if you're ready to be one with yourself and with others, and if you feel ready to dive into your sexual power and your spiritual power, and meet yourself through the world in this synchronic path, and and if you're ready to also be mirrored by sisters and brothers along the way, then this